السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
How are you?
وعليكم السلام دكتور.
Today, inshallah, we will continue with vocabulary, amazing escape. We are going to discuss the second passage, and this is the last passage in this module that is included in the midterm exam. This is the last passage of module 1, okay, and it's included in the midterm exam, amazing escape. Before we start with this passage, just we have here, we need to look at such words and some words that describe accident and injuries. Okay, here I need you to look at the pictures, and from the pictures you can learn these words that are related, that describe accident and injuries. Twist, sprain your ankle. If you twist or sprain your ankle, you have to go to hospital. You have to know what do you mean by sprain or twist. You can look at the picture, you can see that twist or sprain. يلوي كاحلة, okay? يلوي, the same meaning. They have the same meaning, twist or sprain your ankle. Picture number 2, if you look at the picture, you can see this boy is or let us say fainting with what? With exhaustion and dehydration. Okay, see a doctor. What do you mean by faint with exhaustion and dehydration? أغمي عليه. Notice here exhaustion. What do you mean by exhaustion? Extreme tiredness. Extreme tiredness. Dehydration, extreme of being thirsty. Okay? And notice here the preposition that is used, faint with exhaustion and dehydration. With, okay? Look at the preposition here. Picture number 3, slam a door on your finger. And this will be very painful. Okay, slam a door on your finger. What do you mean by slam a door on your finger? When you shut a door on your finger forcefully. Okay, slam a door on your finger. We have other pictures. Picture number 4, badly gash your leg. Badly gash your leg. If you have, or if you gash your leg, you have to have stitches. What do you mean by gash? الديب كات اللي هو الجرح البليغ يعني، والstitches اللي هي خلينا نحكي الغرز أو القطب. Okay, because you gash your leg, so you have stitches. What about picture 5? Slip, break your arm. Okay, slip, break your arm. Slide and break your arm. يعني انزلاق, then you break your arm. So in this case, you have to put on a cast. You know what you mean by cast, اللي هي الجبيرة. Okay. What about number 6? Picture number 6, bang your head. If you hit your head against something accidentally, so you bang your head. Okay, يضرب يعني. Okay, if you hit your head accidentally against something, so this means you bang your head. In this case, you have to put ice on it. Let us go back to the passage again. What about this passage? I need you to look at the meaning of some words. These words are in this box. Check these words. Check these words. Check these words. Look at the picture and read the title and the introduction. What sacrifice do you think Aaron had to make? What sacrifice do you think Aaron had to make? Read to find out. Okay, trapped. Okay, we need to look at the picture. Look at the picture. This is Aaron. This is Aaron. Okay, what sacrifice that Aaron had made to stay alive? What do you think? Look at the picture. Aaron made or had made a sacrifice to stay alive. What do you think? And again, what I need you to look in this picture and in this passage is the vocabularies. Okay, these are the vocabularies that we are going to discuss their meanings. Okay, I'm going to show you just a minute to show something related to this passage. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. It is 7 o'clock here in Canyonland, USA.
Hey, Aaron. Mom still has not heard from you. Will you just call her, please? I'll talk to you soon.
$150 of water left, which should keep me alive till tomorrow night, if I'm lucky. And that's it. Mom, Dad, I haven't appreciated you because I don't think I could. I love you guys, and I'll always be with you. Don't give up. Aaron, do not give up.
Okay, what about this video? Okay, what did Aaron خلينا نحكي make in order to stay alive? What do you think? What did you get from this video?
He cut his own arm.
Yes, in order to stay alive. Yes, he cut
Oh my God.
his own arm in order to stay alive. Okay, have you ever watched this movie? Have you ever watched this movie? 127 hours. Have you ever watched this movie? Have you ever heard of this movie? ما عمركم سمعتوا أو شاهدتوا هذا الفيلم؟ Okay, just we are going to discuss these words, the words in check these words through this. Let us see this short video about this movie.
Good morning, everyone.
And
it is 7
also
o'clock here in Canyonland,
through the
USA.
passage.
Hey, Aaron. Mom still has not heard from you. Will you just call?
Okay, let us go back to the passage. Okay, trapped. What do you mean by trapped? What do you mean by trapped? What do you mean by trapped? Look at Aaron in the picture. Aaron is trapped in the canyon. What do you mean by trapped? Yes.
حبسة.
Yes.
حبسة.
Yes, trapped. Yes, he is trapped. He is being in a place he can't move. Yes, he can't move. Okay, يعني حوصل زي ما بحكي. Okay, trapped to block your way or prevent you from moving. Okay, when you say someone is trapped, is blocked his or her way or prevent him or her from moving. So Aaron is trapped in the canyon. يعني حوصر أو حنحبس يعني لا قدر لا يطلع منه ولا. Okay? So look at the introduction here. When 27-year-old Aaron Raston set out to climb in the remote Blue John Canyon in Utah, one Sunday in May 2003, he had no idea that he would have to make an incredible sacrifice to stay alive. Set out, start, okay, start to climb in the remote Blue John Canyon. What do you mean by remote? Remote, remote. What do you mean by remote canyon? Remote is an adjective, okay? It means far away from towns, cities, and other people. Canyon, what do you mean by canyon? Canyon. Canyon is a long, narrow valley with steep sides. And from the video, okay, you watched the canyon. Okay, راح أرجع. I'm going to go back بس أخلص الباسج. Okay, go back to the video in order to show you actually these words. Okay, the words that we are going to discuss. Remote, again, adjective means far away from towns, from cities, and other people. Canyon means a long, narrow valley with steep sides. Sacrifice, what do you mean by sacrifice? Incredible, unbelievable. Incredible, unbelievable. Sacrifice, what do you mean by sacrifice?
تضحية.
Yes, the action of giving up something important in order to get something else. Yes, yes, تضحية. The action of giving up something important in order to get something else. So Aaron cut off his own arm in order to stay alive, to remain alive. Okay, anybody wants to read? If you want to read, you can. Anybody wants to read? If you want to read, you can read.
Can I read?
Yes. ناصر ولا مين ولا إبراهيم؟
Nasser.
ناصر, yes, Nasir.
When 27-year-old Aaron Ralston set out to climb in the remote Blue John Canyon in Utah, one Sunday in May 2003, he had no idea that he would have to make an incredible sacrifice to stay alive. Aaron had gone climbing along many times before, only this time he hadn't told anyone where he was going, and he didn't even take his cell phone. Apart from his climbing gear, Aaron carried only a backpack containing a small first aid kit and knife, a video camera, 1 liter of water, and a few snacks.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so here we are going to discuss the meaning of some words. Had gone climbing alone many times before, but this time he hadn't told anyone where he was going, and he didn't even take his cell phone. Notice the tenses that are used here in this passage, actually past simple, past perfect simple, past perfect continuous, past continuous, okay? Because this story happened in 2003. So we have to use past tenses, past simple, past continuous, past perfect continuous. Apart from his climbing gear, what do you mean by climbing gear? Aaron only a
معدات التسلق.
right, yes. Equipment needed for climbing, such as ropes, such as hooks, yes. Aaron carried only a backpack, okay, containing a small first aid kit. What do you mean by first aid kit? What do you mean by first aid? First aid, medical supplies.
إسعاف أولي.
Okay, والkit, small box, yes. Yes, kit is a small box and first aid, medical supplies. A knife, a video camera, 1 liter of water, and a few snacks. Okay. Paragraph 2. Yes, do you want to continue, Nasser?
Okay.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Aaron had been climbing all day and was about to stop, but as he was crossing a 3-foot wide crack in the canyon, disaster struck. An 800-pound boulder moved and trapped his arm against the canyon wall. There was no way he could move.
Thank you. Aaron had been climbing all day. Notice here, when we have all day, we use continuous climbing. Was about to stop, but as he was crossing, as while بمعنى while, okay, a 3-foot wide crack in the canyon, disaster struck. Okay, here, what do we have? Crack. What do you mean by crack? A 3-foot wide crack. Crack means a long narrow space between two parts of something. له شق. Okay, a long narrow space between two parts of something. شق. Okay, in the canyon. What happened? Disaster struck. Disaster struck. What do you mean by struck? Struck means happen suddenly. Happen suddenly. Okay, this disaster or something happened suddenly, so we say disaster struck. Struck is past form of strike. Okay, of strike. Okay, so this is the past form of strike. This is verb. This is a verb, means something happened suddenly. What's this happened? What happened? What happened actually? Notice here semicolon. Semicolon, we have explanation. يعني when we have semicolon, so we have explanation of the previous word. So what happened? What was the disaster? An 800-pound boulder. Boulder, what do you mean by boulder? Large rock. A large rock. Moved and trapped his arm. Again, what do you mean by trapped? Blocked your way and prevent his arm from moving. Okay, we say prevent his arm from moving. حاصر his arm against the wall or the canyon wall. What do you mean by canyon wall? The side of the canyon. The side of the canyon. There was no way he could move. Okay. The third paragraph, I'm going to read it. At first, Aaron hoped that help would arrive, but nobody came. He struggled to get free and using his penknife. What do you mean by struggled? Struggled. He struggled. He had difficulty. يعني كافح. In order to get free. What do you mean by get free? To escape. Using his knife, tried to chip away at the boulder without success. Chip away at. What do you mean by chip away at? Notice here, this is a phrasal verb. Chip away at. You have to learn this phrase. يعني بدك تحفظه تكون عارفه كله. Chip away at. مش بنحكي chip away in أو chip away in or on. Okay. Chip away at means, what does it mean? It means to gradually
يبتعد عن.
Yes. What does it mean? ايش حكيتي؟
يبتعد عن إشي معين.
هي مش ابتعاد. شوفي هو مستخدم البن نايف to chip away at the boulder, to reduce the boulder. يعني زي ما بحكي لك بده يقلل، بده يقلص من البولدر، بده يحفها. اوكي، ايش معنى chip away at؟ reduce، يقلل منها، يعني يحفها، عشان انه بلكي شوي هيك تحركت وقدر يخلص ايده او ذراعه. Okay, إذا chip away at means reduce the boulder. Reduce the boulder without success. Okay, what do you mean by penknife? Penknife. What do you mean by penknife? Do you know what you mean by penknife? A small knife that folds up. A small knife that what? That folds up. اللي هي خليني أقرب لكم إياها بالعربي يعني زي ما بيحكوا. شفتوا اللي هي بالنيلز كاتنج اللي هي أو الكتر اللي هي قصاصة الأظافر. هاي اللي بتكون الصغيرة. هاي البين نايف. اوكي اللي بتستخدمها لأشياء بسيطة. فيعني imagine that how Aaron used his penknife in order to chip away at this boulder. تخيلوا قديش هو استخدم هاي البين نايف عشان يعمل يقلل من هاي البولدر. اوكي يحف منها شوي in order to escape his arm but without success. Aaron used his video camera to keep a video diary and then to record a goodbye message to his parents. Fighting exhaustion and dehydration, Aaron became more and more delirious. Exhaustion. What do you mean by exhaustion? Exhaustion. Exhaustion noun means extreme tiredness. الإرهاق تعب الشديد. Dehydration. What do you mean by dehydration? What do you mean by dehydration? The state of extreme thirst. The state of extreme thirst اللي هو العطش الجفاف يعني. جفاف. Yes. عطش كثير معناته جفاف. Aaron became more and more delirious. What do you mean by delirious? تخيلوا someone is fighting exhaustion and dehydration. إيش بده يصفي معه؟ إيش بصير؟ Aaron became more and more delirious. Delirious means unable. هذيان. Yes, هذيان. Thank you. Right. Unable to think clearly because he is unwell. Unable to think clearly. هذيان بهذي من dehydration ومن exhaustion. Okay. On the fifth day, Aaron reached a decision to do the one thing, the only thing that could save his life, to cut off his own arm. He used his body weight to bend his arm until he felt it break. Then, using his blunt penknife, what do you mean by blunt? Blunt, not sharp. Not sharp. He slowly cut through his arm. And يعني again, he used his what? His penknife in order to cut off his own arm. The whole procedure took an hour. البروسيجر كلياتها أخذت معه ساعة. He administered first aid to himself. Then he fixed a rope to the rock and climbed down nearby 70 feet to the canyon floor. What do you mean by administered first aid? Administered means gave الميديكال assistance. يعني قدم لنفسه الإسعافات الأولية. طب ليش ما حكينا يا مس give يعني ليش ما حكى give؟ لا هون عندي الميديكال assistance we use administer the verb administer لأنه بتعرفوا الميديكال assistance بتكون بدها عناية أكتر أو بدها دقة أكتر. Then he fixed a rope to the rock and climbed down nearby or nearly 70 feet to the canyon floor. After hiking 5 miles, he came across a Dutch family who gave him water and helped him to walk on. Meanwhile, Aaron's friends and family had realized he was missing and notified authorities who found out Aaron had used his credit card to buy groceries in Moab, Qatar. What do you mean by notified authorities? هلا بنفس الوقت أهله ببحثوا بدوروا عليه. Had realized that he was missing. Notified authorities. What do you mean by notify authorities? Notify.
نبلغ الشرطة يعني.
Yes. Contact the police or health services. بلغ السلطات اللي هي مين هي السلطات مين هم؟ أكيد البوليس والhealth services. الhealth services, yes. Notify means contact the police and or health services. When a rescue helicopter crew finally spotted him, the rescuers were amazed to see Aaron walking back to his truck. Okay, what do you mean by rescue helicopter crew? Rescue crew. What do you mean by rescue? And here rescue is a noun. It could be used as a verb. Okay.
أنقذ.
احنا امبارح اخذناها verb، اليوم اخذنا ناخذها noun. Rescue helicopter crew means trained emergency service personnel. Yes, اللي هي طاقم الإنقاذ. Yes. Spotted him. What do you mean by spotted him? Spotted him. Spotted him, found him after a long time searching or looking for him. Yes, spotted him, found him after a long time looking for him. The rescuer were amazed, were surprised. He hardly needed them to rescue him. يعني خلاص خلص حاله. He needed her. Notice here, hardly needed them to rescue him. Rescue verb. Rescue here verb. With his prosthetic arm, he has become a better climber. هلا هون ايش استخدمنا؟ استخدمنا ال present perfect. Why? Present perfect. Why? Why here we use or the writer use present perfect؟ ليش استخدم present perfect؟ لأنه إشي صار بالماضي وارتبط بالحاضر. أوكي؟ يعني هلا بده يحكي عنه what happened. أوكي؟ the result about what happened for Aaron. With his prosthetic arm, he has become a better climber than before his accident. Notice here, prosthetic arm. What do you mean by prosthetic arm? What do you mean by prosthetic arm?
طرف صناعي إشي
Right, yes, right, yes. Adjective means false arm that replaces a missing one. A false arm that replaces a missing one اللي هي الطرف الصناعي. Yes. He also works as a motivational speaker, helping disabled athletes and troubled teenagers. What do you mean by motivational speaker? هلا واحد لما يصير عنده تجربة experiences أكيد بده يكون إيش؟ يعني he is going to be a motivational speaker. Okay, motivational speaker, a person who gives lectures, who gives inspiring lectures or talks for a living. يعني متحدث تحفيزي يعني. أكيد اللي بمر بتجربة بكون عنده طاقة، بكون عنده إيش؟ بكون عنده حكي زيادة يعني نصائح. Okay, motivational speaker خاصة إنه he cut off his own arm يعني تخلى عن إشي he made a sacrifice. إذن so motivational speaker is a person who gives inspiring lectures or talks for a living. Helping disabled. What do you mean by disabled? Disabled athletes. Disabled adjective. Athletes. Yes, disabled means those
disabled تيجي بمعنى معاق أو شيء.
Yes, right. ذوي الاحتياجات الخاصة. Yes. Those who have physical disabilities. Yes. Athletes. مين هم الأثليتس؟ The sports persons that who have or that yes who have what? Physical disabilities. اللي عنده physical disabilities. And troubled teenagers. Trouble adjective. What do you mean by troubled teenager? Troubled teenager means a young person who has problems. هلا بنحكي troubled. What do you mean by trouble? Problem. And here it's used as an adjective. Troubled teenager means a young person who has problems. يعني المراهقين المضطربين اللي عندهم مشاكل. In 2010, a blockbuster movie came out about his experience called 127 Hours, the exact amount of time he spent trapped. تخيلوا هو 170 hours he spent trapped. Aaron still revisited Blue John Canyon to remember his desperate struggle to survive and return to his loved ones. What do you mean by desperate struggle? Desperate adjective و struggle noun. Struggle noun اللي هي كفاح difficulty, having difficulty. Desperate, what do you mean by desperate? Risky, خطر وكان يائس أصلا, يائس, okay. Risky ordeal, كفاح يائس, okay, وخطر. To survive and return to his loved ones. Who are loved ones? His family and close friends. Loved ones, his family and close friends. Let us see the movie and I need you to look at the words. I need you to remember the words that we have just discussed.
Good morning, everyone. It is 7 o'clock here in Canyonland, USA.
Hey, Aaron, Mom still has not heard from you. Will you just call her, please? I'll talk to you soon.
This morning on the boulder, we have a very special guest, Aaron Ralston. Oh my gosh, it's a real pleasure.
Notice here for remote, the adjective remote. This canon is remote. Remote is far away. Is far away. Notice, يعني this picture actually describe the adjective remote, far away from towns, cities, and other people.
Thank you. Hey, relax. I'm a guide.
This is the canon actually.
See, I'm something of a big heart hero. Oh, you have to remember, everything will be okay.
This is the crack. This is the crack. Notice this is the crack. The crack along the narrow space between two parts of something. This is the crack in the canyon. طلعوه. This is the crack. هذا الشق in the canyon.
Come on, it's gotta come down here. Everything on my own. Yeah.
Bye. I don't think we figured into today at all.
Hey there, Aaron. Is it true? You didn't tell anyone.
And here also this is a crack. This is a crack. He was crossing the crack.
Where you were going?
This is the struck. This is the disaster struck. This is the boulder. نرجع شوي بس. شفتوا البولدر, a large rock.
Bro, you didn't tell anyone.
This is the boulder. And this is the crack. هذا الشق اللي كان he was crossing. Okay. A disaster struck. This is the disaster struck.
You were going.
طلعوا لي crack. This is the crack. And this is the canyon. This is the diary what? This is the diary message. This is the goodbye message. Did you hear the word? Did you hear the phrasal verb? سمعتوا الphrasal verb؟ حكى chip away at. Chip away at. This is the chip away at. طلعوا عليه. He used his penknife. Chipping away at. Notice here, he is delirious. He is delirious. He's fighting exhaustion and dehydration. He is delirious. Delirious يعني هيو بهذي. طلعوا كيف شكله صار. Fighting dehydration and exhaustion.
Keep me alive
Okay, do you have any questions about the words?
The week of April 26th and May 1st, 2000.
Okay, do you have any questions?
What came before and there's what came after. It's such a.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, inshallah, in the second meeting, we are going to I'm going to discuss the meanings, okay, to say the meanings again, okay, and also I'm going to discuss the exercise, the vocabulary exercise that is related to these words and to this passage, okay. Okay, just I want to stop the share and end the meeting in order to join the second meeting, okay.
Very clear.